3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, my name is Nati and welcome back to Lady and the Trash. In today's video, I want to talk about a topic that is common in a lot of Asian BL dramas, but I've never really seen too many people talking about it. So I thought it would be interesting to make a video about it. And I'm talking about the female representation in Asian BLs. So let's make this clear. Everybody knows that since it's a BL, the female characters are not supposed to be the main. But does that mean that their representation has to be that bad? I don't think so. The main problem that I have with this bad representation of female characters is that it's a matter of fact that most BL series are aimed at a predominantly straight female audience, which is sad since the main target should be the LGBTQ plus community, but that's another story. So, since straight girls are the main audience of these dramas, the decision of almost always putting female characters in a bad light is very stupid. For today's video, I'm wearing the, I think, only feminist t-shirt that I have, since I usually find them a little bit cringy, but this one I thought it was really cute. Yeah, girls do not dress for boys. Okay, let's go on. In today's video, I want to analyze what kind of negative female representations we have in BLs. Number 1. The girlfriend. In a bunch of BL shows, at least one of the male leads has a girlfriend at the beginning of the series. The main character will then probably cheat on her with the other male lead, but the show is going to make you think it's fine, just because the girl will turn out to be a cheater too, or in general just a bad person. Is this okay? Nope, it's not. It's definitely not okay. I really hate how in these cases they make the girl look like she's the most evil person in the universe, while the boy who cheated too, like he was a victim, or just excuse him because we know that he was gonna end up with the other male. But let's go on with the second type, which is pretty similar to the first one, but it has a few important differences, and I'm talking about the ex-girlfriend. Generally, we find two different kinds of ex-girlfriends. The first one being the girlfriend at the beginning of the show, but with the male lead breaking up with her during the series because he realized that he's in love with the other boy. And the second one being an ex-girlfriend even before the show started, but making a comeback during the series. The ex-girlfriend generally didn't take the breakup in a very good way, so she most likely becomes very annoying, and all the future scenes with her just become so frustrating to watch, because she will probably try to get the boy back, or even worse, get revenge on him. This portrait of ex-girlfriends being hysterical and no reasonable at all makes me really mad. The third category I'm going to talk about is the fangirl. This kind of female character generally gets treated only as a comic relief, and even though sometimes she really is a funny and lovable character, in most cases the fangirl is portrayed as a rather annoying and irrational person who just screams all the time and ships literally every male person with another one, even if they just talk to each other once, maybe because they're both good looking. I think that this kind of representation is totally negative because it makes it look like every straight girl who likes boys' love is a psychopath who fetishizes gay people, and she only does it for her personal pleasure. The sad part is that in real life there are actually a lot of this kind of fangirls, but to me it's very sad that this is the only representation that we get. I mean, do I consider myself a fangirl? Yeah, I do. Do I feel like a psychopath who fetishizes gay people? No. I definitely don't think I am that kind of person, and I know a lot of other girls who feel the same. So yeah, as a straight girl who watches a lot of boys' love, I'm often really pissed at the representation female characters get. Of course, since the main characters of a BL have to be two boys, female characters are not going to be that important in a series, and this is fine, but making it look like all girls are rather antagonists for the gay couple or obsessing over them in an unhealthy way is just wrong. Another sad but real portrayal of female characters in BL shows is the one that I'm going to talk about now. So number 4 is the girl with a crush. In a lot of BL show, there's gonna be at least one girl who is going to fall in love with one of the two male leads. Even though these characters generally don't really create a lot of problems for the main couple, mostly because the guy she's in love with doesn't really reciprocate her feelings, the show will probably treat her like her emotions are not really important. The boy she's in love with will probably just reject her, and she will be like, okay, fine, and then completely or almost disappear from the show. And this happens because she wasn't considered important to begin with. She was just a way to add more scenes and to make the two male characters get together in a longer time. So what I want to say in this video is that, dear writers of BL shows, please don't write female characters like they're either bad, annoying, or useless. I know your series is about boys, but if you add female characters, just give them a proper representation. We can be so much more, even if the story is not about us. But let's not end this video in such a negative way, because luckily there's also a good amount of exceptions, especially in these latest years. For example, in the Taiwanese show History 3, 那一天, or Make Her Days Count, we have an example of how the ex-girlfriend doesn't really have to be an antagonist. When Hao Ting breaks up with her because he realizes he's in love with Shigu, she's sad, of course, she even cries. And then the show makes you think that she's trying to take revenge on him by putting Shigu in troubles. But we later find out it was actually her friend who did it. And she even scolds him, because guess what? She's a decent human being. Of course, she almost never appears in the series again, making her character a little bit useless. But at least they subverted the evil ex-girlfriend trope. Another good example I can think of is Kitty from Dark Blue Kiss. She is Sun's ex-girlfriend, but she is the other ex-girlfriend case because she and Sun broke up before the beginning of the show, and she first appears at like half of the series. So when you first meet her, you would expect her to be at least the annoying kind of ex-girlfriend, trying to get the boy back. But she ends up being super supportive of her ex's new almost relationship. She soon realizes that Sun and Mok have feelings for each other, and even helps Mok realizing his true feelings for Sun. Kitty also isn't a very important character, but it's definitely a positive representation. Moving on, I think that a good example of a fangirl who's actually likable and not too crazy can be Manao from Until We Meet Again. Her actress, Sammy, often plays the role of a fangirl in this kind of series, but this time I found her character to be very positive. She doesn't fetishize Pam's relationship with Dean, not even once, even though that she admits she ships them and that she is a fangirl. She is a good friend and also gets her little love story, making her look like she's more than just a comic relief. As for a positive example of the type number 4, the girl with a crush, I would mention Ainam from My Dear Loser, Age of 17. At first, she's in love with Sun without realizing that he is gay, but after she gets rejected, she's still very relevant in the series. She's a great friend, she's very supportive and helps Sun getting his boy because she cares a lot about him. Ainam, according to me, is a very positive character under every point of view and is not treated as useless after she gets rejected. She is also mentioned in and Sun's Our Sky episode, confirming that her role in their story is crucial and that she's not just a side character with no utility. And last but not least, I want to mention my favorite female character in a BL series, who doesn't really count as an exception to one of these categories, but she deserves a category on her own. And I'm talking about Iwa from Together With Me. I only talk about her character in Together With Me because I didn't watch Together With Me Next Chapter, and I think that her character in Bad Romance wasn't as well written as in the prequel. So Together With Me is not the perfect boys' love at all. It has the horrible girlfriend trope that I talked about before, but the show is completely saved by Iwa. She's friends with both Kon and Nok, but in particular, she's Kon's best friend, and she's just incredibly supporting. And not only that, she supports him as much as he supports her. Their friendship is so sweet, and they look out for each other every single time. Iwa is gorgeous, sassy, lovable, confident, supportive. Basically, she's a queen, if not a goddess. I really love her so much. So, of course, I wanted to give her a special mention. This is all I had to say for today's video. I hope you liked my analysis that sounded more like a rant sometimes, but never mind. If you'd like to, tell me in the comments what are your thoughts about it, and if you have more examples, both positive and negative, that you would like to share. Also, tell me what you think of this kind of videos, and if there's a topic in particular you'd like me to talk about in future videos. I hope you had fun watching this video and see you next time. Bye bye!